Hi, fight fans, and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. So, the news coming out of the world of professional boxing is that Daniel Dubois has officially split from head trainer Don Charles following his second defeat to the hands of Alexander Usyk back in July. Now, this ends a partnership that began back in 2023. It's funny actually because the partnership started and ended with Usyk fights. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so they got together in 2023, and under Don Charles' guidance, it has to be said that Daniel Dubois had some of his finest moments. He had some notable victories, including over the likes of Jarrell Miller, whom he stopped in 10 rounds. He also stopped Filip Hrgovic in 8 rounds. And of course, he had that tremendous win against Anthony Joshua at Wembley when he won the title, knocking out Anthony Joshua in 5 rounds and became the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the world. So that was a great win. I don't think an official reason has been given for the split. Certainly not at the time of me filming this video. So you would have to assume that the split is performance driven. And the reason why I say that is because Daniel Dubois' dad, Stan, or Dave, he's known by either name. But anyway, Daniel Dubois' dad, we all know who I'm talking about. He has been on the record, and I've actually seen the interview he gave where he said that if his son has a bad performance or a loss, he has said that they will look at the trainer situation and they will make changes if they deem it necessary. Now, clearly, they've looked at the situation following the Usyk fight and they've deemed that changes needed to be made. I mean, there was some criticisms leveled at the Dubois team in their approach to the fight. Certainly, there were some somewhat controversial moments in the lead up to the fight, including a pre-fight party on the day of the fight, which had a lot of people, including myself, scratching their heads. Daniel Dubois turning up late to the arena. Apparently, it's pretty shambolic in the dressing room that night. It was also shambolic in the corner, with people speaking all at the same time. It just seemed that they didn't really give Daniel Dubois his best chance of winning what would have been an extremely difficult night anyway. So, yeah, I mean, after being stopped in the rematch with Dubois even quicker than their first fight, Daniel Dubois has initiated a complete overhaul of his team. I mean, Kieran Farrell, who was the assistant coach, he's gone. He left last week, I think it was. And now Don Charles has gone. So, yeah, that's interesting. Right, so Don Charles has gone and in steps Tony Sims. Now, Tony Sims is a very capable and very experienced coach. And, he's very intense guy. He knows his boxing. He's got an in-depth knowledge of the sport. He's trained a number of top fighters. I mean, I can give you a quick who's who of like fighters who he's trained in the past who have become champions. You're talking about the likes of Ricky Burns, Darren Barker, Kevin Mitchell, John Ryder, Felix Cash, Conor Benn, Joe Cordina, Craig Spider Richards, and even Anthony Joshua back in the day has been trained by Tony Sims. So we're talking about a very experienced and very savvy coach. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out with Tony Sims. I mean, I would say also that Tony Sims is a very different personality to Don Charles. I think whereas Don Charles can be considered more the avuncular type, the type of guy that's going to put his arm around you and encourage you, I think what you get with Tony Sims is a more straightforward, no-nonsense approach. And I'll say one thing for sure. I think under Tony Sims' stewardship, you won't be seeing any day of the fight, pre-fight parties under Tony Sims. I don't think you're going to see that at all. But what you will see is Tony Sims doing a lot of work with Daniel Dubois, working on his technique, working on his conditioning. He's known for that. And I do think that that could be the start of a fruitful relationship. So obviously the sacking of Don Charles, that would be disappointing for Don Charles. But I do think that the link up with Tony Sims does seem to make sense. I can see those two gelling quite well because Tony Sims, like I said before, is a good experienced coach that's been around the block, trained heavyweights, trained a whole range of fighters. So he knows what he's doing, and that can only be, I would have thought, of the benefit to Daniel Dubois. But of course, that remains to be seen. As of the time of filming, I don't know of any immediate plans for Daniel Dubois to step back into the ring. I do know he's been back in training because I saw an interview not too long ago with Don Charles where he said that after the fight, after the loss to Usyk, Daniel Dubois had contacted him and said, look, he's feeling restless and needs to get in the gym and get going. I know he went on a holiday, but I think he's back now and I think he's back in the gym. So, yeah, man, interesting development. What do you guys think? Do you think that Tony Sims will be good for Daniel Dubois? Do you think it's a better choice than Don Charles? Or do you think Don Charles has been treated harshly? Let me know. Please put it in the comments. I'll be very interested to see what you guys think about that. In the meantime, thanks for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.